Take a moment and ask yourself, how frequently do you use products that contain plastic? Whether it's a plastic water bottle, saran wrap, or plastic packaging, how many single-use plastic products did you come encounter with today? It seems that globally we are consumed by our plastic use.
Many of our plastics are made up of propylene. Propylene is a byproduct of petroleum refining of ethylene through steam cracking of hydrocarbons. Propylene can be polymerized to be polypropylene. The bonds making up the polypropylene form in a chain-like structure which is very stable and difficult to break apart. Synthetic polymers like polypropylene are not found in nature, and therefore breakdown of petroleum-based plastics is difficult and can take up to 1,000 years to take place. As a result, plastic pollution has caused harm to our soils and oceans. These plastics can break into pieces that can be consumed by fish and other animals that we may also eventually consume. Furthermore, petroleum-based plastics are becoming increasingly expensive as crude oil prices rise. Economic and environmental downsides to crude oil plastics are pushing scientists to look for alternative ways for plastic production. Our group chose to focus on bioplastics, which are plastics sourced from natural materials, such as plants or even bacteria. Cellulose is a molecule commonly found in plants and trees. Once cellulose is acetylated, it becomes cellulose acetate, which is used as a form of biodegradable plastic today. Degradation of this bioplastic can be done in nature through bacteria and fungi, which have enzymes called cellulase, which cleave the beta-1,2 glycosidic links holding the structure together. According to a source from Dartmouth, in the 1920s, a French researcher by the name of Maurice Lemoine worked with bacterium Bacillus megaterium. Bacteria are capable of producing a type of polyhydroxyaltanoate, or PHA. PHA is a biodegradable thermoplastic. The PHA is biodegradable in the sense that it could be broken down in several ways, including in the presence of water, carbon dioxide, enzymatic hydrolysis, enzymes from bacteria, algae, and fungi.
An overview of the PHA biopolymers. Microbial synthesis consists of a PHA synthase, a beta-ketothiolase, and an acetyl-acetyl-CoA. Following this microbial process produces our PHA, which contains biodegradable, biocompatible, and thermally stable characteristics, which allow it to be applied in industrial, environmental, and biomedical industries. PLA is the second most common biopolymer that is used today. It is the anaerobic fermentation of a plant starch when heated and mixed with water, an acid, and plasticizers to polymerize the polylactic acid. This product of PLA is then used in tissue engineering, drug delivery, agriculture, automotive, and packaging industries. It currently makes up 24% of the world's global bioplastic population. The leading biopolymer we work with today are starch blends, also known as thermoplastics, TPSs. Those follow very similar fermentation anaerobic process where we have our fibrous starches that are heated with water again and exposed to other nanoparticles to create a thin plastic-like film that contains rigid polysaccharide structure, but maintaining the flexibility from the H bonds present within the structures.
Biodegradable plastics have a wide range of applications that include food packaging, disposable cutlery, plastic bags, and medical applications. In fact, in 1941, Henry Ford experimented making plastic parts for cars. The plastic panels were made from soybean, wheat, hemp, and flax, but the idea was eventually abandoned during the outbreak of World War II. Today, some of the biggest producers of PLA biodegradable plastics are companies such as NatureWorks and TIPA. The global bioplastics market was estimated at $11.2 billion in 2021 and is expected to grow around $46.1 billion by 2030, with an expected compound annual growth rate of 17.1% between 2022 and 2030. The bioplastics market is projected to rise significantly over the forecasted period with a wide range of applications.
In order to assess the feasibility of making the switch from traditional plastics to bioplastics, the sustainability of such switch needs to be assessed. Sustainability in essence refers to the ability to fulfill the needs of current generations without compromising the needs of future generations while ensuring a balance between economic growth, environmental care, and societal well-being. Here we're looking at the affordability aspect of it. BPs in large tend to be more expensive to produce than traditional plastics. Across the United States, the production of bioplastics range from $2 per kilogram to $6 per kilogram, while compared to the traditional plastics, which roughly cost $1 per kilogram to $2 per kilogram, which means it is difficult to encourage large corporations to make the switch without some type of monetary incentive or from societal push to go green. But as consumer demands for biodegradable materials increase, the prices are expected to fall until they become somewhat equivalent to their counterparts, traditional plastics.
A study done in 2018 found that only about 1% of the global plastics market contains biodegradable plastics. And a study by IOP Science predicts that if the United States made a full transition to biopolymers, we'd see a 25% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. But it's very important to note that biodegradable plastics require very specific conditions in order to degrade. Some of these conditions include temperature, pH, microorganisms, pressure, and moisture. And if they are not put in these proper industries or facilities, they will find themselves in their landfill or in our water sources. There's no global policy about the degradation characteristics required for biodegradable plastics. And so that's why we see that almost 57% of bio-based plastics act like conventional plastics, whereas 43% are biodegradable and require those specific conditions that we just reviewed.
Unfortunately, bioplastics reinforce the idea of single-use materials such as plastic bags, utensils, and straws. Alternatives that are reusable offer better long-term solutions. Even if such products are initially on the pricier side, they eventually pay for themselves through the many uses consumers get out of it, and eventually keep more products out of our landfills. Although the most impactful transition to biodegradable plastics is at the industry level, there are several ways that consumers can make a practical switch, including food packaging, shopping bags, tea bags, sponges, among other switches. These are all manageable swaps that can be implemented in our lives, and as the demand for more biodegradable plastics increase, it will put pressure on these industries to develop more cost and environmentally effective polymers to use.
A startup company in Australia has designed the world's first single-use biodegradable bag that dissolves in water and degrades in landfill without the need of a special facility to break it down. They are a bioresin made from cassava root extract that's combined with organic components to form a biodegradable film. And this film is completely non-toxic and releases no microplastics. The bags also have no petroleum-based material, and they are PLA and BPA free. And as a result, they do not harm the marine life around them. The company's products include bin liners, pet waste bags, and plastic bags. Another innovative company is called Nopla in the UK, which has created edible food packaging, so things like orange juice, water, or even ketchup can be consumed without plastic. The packaging is made from brown seaweed, which is abundant and fast-growing. The capsules start with a frozen ball of the desired content and are dipped into a calcium chloride solution and then dipped into a seaweed extract solution, where the calcium ions will cross-link to make a calcium alginate fiber, forming a waterproof membrane around it. And in 2019, London Marathon organizers actually replaced 200,000 plastic bottles with seaweed pouches that were filled with sports drinks. The packaging can be completely consumed or discarded. Currently, this company sells biodegradable food containers, paper, edible bubble packaging, and flexible packaging. So do your part and prevent plastic pollution.